Hi, welcome to Arthur
Hi, hi,
Yusupov. How are
hi.
you doing?
I am good, thank you.
And thank you for joining us for this vlog. Uh,
It's
are
it's
you
my
very
pleasure.
experienced with vlogs?
No, not at all, not at all. I am very old-fashioned. I have no idea what it is. So.
Yeah, it's a video blog, of course. So what it will be is I will ask you a few questions, which I'm sure our readers will really find interesting, and then we'll put it on our website, and we'll see if anyone wants to watch it.
Great.
So first of all, we should have the friendly question. What are you up to these days? How do you spend your time?
Uh, Training a lot. Yes, I have students in different countries, so that's my main job at the moment. Yeah. Also, I am working on a new translation in German of the book of Mark Dvoretsky. And there is some work, also editing work and so on it.
Yeah, because you have your own small scale publishing house.
Yes, yes, we published some books in German, mainly books of Mark Dvoretsky and myself. Yeah, so that's uh,
So no,
our
that's
goals.
you
Yeah.
just start at the top and stay there. Yeah.
Okay. No, we are really small. We are small. Maybe we do something more, but very, very small steps. Yeah. But training, I played a game on Saturday, which was a little bit depressing because I would play very badly. But I found out that I can't remember the theory nowadays, so it was a little bit unpleasant. But yeah.
Do you find, like I do, that the main reason I don't remember theory is because I don't really look at it much?
Even worse, no, I looked at this, but I don't remember it. So that's even more depressing because I don't have this excuse that I did not look at. No, the problem is if I don't prepare for the game, yeah, I don't remember the move order or whatever. Yeah, that's a difficult thing. So I played a game against a young, good player, and I wanted to play the line which Magnus Carlsen played against Kramnik, but of course I forgot the move order, so I can't use the idea really. So, so I decided to play something else, and it was not as good as the idea of Magnus Carlsen, understandably.
Yeah.
No, that was. But I still like to play chess, and I think I need to play a little bit more to be informed. To But as I said before, this is not my priority anymore. I'm more like a chess coach and do some publishing. Yeah, that's the main priorities.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to talk to you today is because we have this Yusupov challenge on our blog, where we're trying to encourage people to use the 10 remaining months of the year, March being the first of those 10, to read one of your books a month.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's, well,
That's
it's
it.
6 chapters a week, one chapter a day, and Sunday
That,
off if you need it.
that's very challenging, of course, yeah.
It is very challenging. I had a student who, at the age of 12, read all 9 books. It was before the 10 came out in
Hmm.
three months.
That's amazing speed,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was 1500 when he started, and he's like close to 2300 strength now, a year and a half later.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear this. So that's nice. Yeah, so
Yeah, so but I did have some questions about the books. Starting first, do you get a lot of this kind of feedback of people who say they read the books and really helped them and
I have a lot of positive feedback, but of course, what is maybe more interesting for me is negative feedback. So any feedback is interesting, but negative feedbacks are rare. But recently I got some interesting mail that somebody said that according to his experience, the more he studies chess, the worse he is playing. So that it happens also maybe sometimes. I started to think about it. So of course, what I am trying to give in my series of books is kind of knowledge which is necessary to be on certain level. But it's of course only an element of strength. It's not. Maybe even not the main element of strength. It is very good to have broad knowledge, but if you cannot use it in the praxis, then it is useless. Yeah. So there are a lot of other things, and sometimes knowledge maybe takes away maybe some self-confidence, which some people maybe wrongly had. Yeah, but it was helping them to play maybe better. Now it could also lead to certain confusion. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, there's a classical model about learning, which goes like let's say you're at this level, and then you learn something, which means that you are in conflict between what you could do well and something new, which you don't know yet to do well. So your level goes down a little bit, and then you get used to it, and then your level increases until you do the same again. So
so that is possible. I can agree with this, and it is possible that you learn some new things. I actually experienced something in my career, but it takes some time to be able to use this in your game, and this transition period could maybe go slightly backwards. Let's say in ELO numbers, yeah. But I think. Most of the people, they were saying that the chess understanding that totally different, and now they understand the games what grandmasters are playing much better than they did before. Yeah, so that type of feedback is of course very positive for me. But also I don't have an illusion because you can't write a book for everybody. That's impossible. Yeah, so you have you can address maybe only part of the audience because of the style. Maybe some people don't like your style. Some people need maybe more comments. Yeah, they like different type of approach. Yeah, and my approach is very reserved. I don't write too much. Yeah, but I try to give a very concentrated version. Yeah, and some people simply think differently, and there are some other literature which are maybe better for them. Yeah? You need to find your writer. Yeah? You need to find your author. Yeah, that's important. Yeah?
Well, I have
also, like your teacher. Yeah, like I had my teacher in Mark Dvoretsky. That was great. Yeah, and we could communicate the same language. It's the same process. Probably with literature.
I have to say that I'm not sure I ever told you this, but you are the best-selling author for Quality Chess, of course.
Thank you very much.
So I don't think I ever told you, no. And one of the reasons is there's so many books, yeah.
But that's a good explanation, yes.
But we're I don't remember negative feedback, but we do have some things about the books I would like to discuss, because when we originally got the series from you, you have named them in German, how to get to 1500, how to get to 1800, and how to get to 2100. And we looked at the books, and our impression was immediately that the ratings were wrong. I don't think there's a more we could have a more friendly word, but it's essentially what we thought. And of course you were in the position you wanted to give the books titles, so that maybe also have influenced these ratings.
Also titles and maybe some approximate, but it is really a very approximate.
It's just a guess, yeah.
Yeah, yes. Well, I made a series of um, post courses before, yeah, before I published the book. So the whole project took maybe more than 10 years altogether. So I had some feedbacks, of course, yeah. But the problem was, first of all, I am probably not the ideal person to write this series. Yeah, it was simply also too much work for a single person. Secondly, I am in partly overqualified. Yeah. As a grandmaster, sometimes you don't know what are people thinking, what are normal, let's say, club players are thinking in these positions. So it is second big difficulty. It was not to push too much over the target, which of course I partly failed. Yeah, and it was also partly it was a deliberate thing, because there is also the method how to you work with the talented persons. Yeah, you give them complicated material, and the gap between the material and their level they would feel themselves. Yeah. So you throw them a little bit farther than they can do. So some complicated material, I put it in the book. Although I know that you cannot solve this position, I know that yeah, it's impossible. I also failed in my game. Yeah, so
yes.
Yeah, yes. So there is several mistakes. What I did, I put it as a task. Yeah. So this is absolutely, in the sense of exercise, it is over the target. Yeah, but the exercises I thought are interesting, and you can learn a lot if you just try to solve. You have an opinion, and then you analyze this position, and you see the book. Yeah, it makes much more interesting to work with this material. Yeah, if you're not trying solve the position, then you don't know how difficult these problems and so on. Yeah? So I was on purpose pushing over the target in certain areas. Also, of course, if you write on a positional theme, you wrote several books on strategy and positional theme and technique. You know, these subjects are extremely difficult. Yeah.
Yes.
And you cannot find it like to make it really for 1500, for 1800, for 2100. Very often simply too difficult stuff. Yeah. And this is just a question. Okay, you cannot score 100%. You score maybe 50%. It's fine. Yeah, it's just a game. Yeah, the scoring system in the book. But
that
it is important
to a question here, because it's a very good point, and I had a question about this, because you have this point system, which is, as I understand, is just to make the whole thing a bit more fun.
Yes, yeah, this
and
is
to point out which moves you would have liked people to see. You know, at this point would have been great if you'd seen this. This point would have been great. But you do write in the books that that you know, if you score a certain amount of points, then you're past the chapter. But if you didn't, you should go over it again. I always saw that as a loose suggestion and not like some strong command. That,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
if you
course.
feel like, oh, I'm tired of this chapter, you should just move on, yeah?
No, of course, the reader can skip the chapter or whatever, yeah. So they can read it in different order. This is also possible, yeah. So
go and watch football like you would do, yeah.
Yes. So this is no, of course, no. But I wanted to write something which is similar to book at school, yeah, school book, yeah. So that's why I gave this structure, basically structure of the school book, and that's why all this tasks and so on. So some people like it, some people probably would be irritated from this, but of course people are entitled to do whatever they want with the book. Yeah, so that's.
I find that when you write a book. I always like to put things like that very loosely, because some people, quite a lot of people actually, they're afraid of doing things wrong. And one of the things I want to convey, for example, with this conversation here is, I hope you agree with me that when you're looking at chess and you are engaging with it, it's very difficult to do anything wrong, or maybe impossible even. You will always learn from it.
Yes, that is true. But actually, the thing what I take more seriously, it is the preface, yeah, where I put some advices, yeah. So, for example, I prefer people to work on the chessboard and not on a computer screen and so on. Yeah? Just to put the position on the chessboard, to think about it. I think it is kind of useful advices, but of course, the more experienced people, they can say, I don't need it, and they are probably absolutely right as well. Yeah? But for young people, it could be useful to write down the solutions, for example, and then to compare them with the book. So to take it as a very good-minded advice and to try to work in this way. And if it works, then to keep working it. If it's not really necessary, then you can change the system. You can work differently. You can experiment with it. Of course, it's not like in chess. Only one approach is working, yeah, and the others are nonsense. It's not true. Yeah,
well, in chess, there might be one only move, but there's always many ways to find it.
Yes, that's true, exactly, and also, of course, in the most position there's multiple choice. Yeah, so that's also the illusion that there is only one move. What you said is actually extremely important. If you work with this series, you shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes. It's actually, you can't solve all positions. It's impossible. Yeah. I'm not sure that Magnus Carlsen would solve all positions, yeah, and in the book, yeah. So
I gave a chapter to Ganguly and Brunello, Sabino, and Marina some years ago from the third series, and Ganguly I think made only one or two mistakes, like
yes, okay,
minor things he didn't see or something. Whilst
yes.
Marina struggled a bit in this chapter, and she was already 2300, and Sabino was 2600, and did quite well, but still some mistakes, yeah.
Of course, but this is the first series, yeah. So the other are a little bit more complicated, but of course, even there, you lose concentration, you make mistake. Even Grandmaster would make mistakes, and let's say in this, yeah. In the most simple series, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So that is you shouldn't be afraid. That's actually it's quite normal for chess players to make mistakes. We are doing it in each game, yeah. So we should be used to this, yeah, and don't take it very dramatically. So we should just move on, yeah, and then to try to next time to be a little bit better. That's a kind of important things. So don't expect a kind of perfect score, yeah. So that's or don't even maybe try to get it. Just try your best. That's it. And then if it's not worked so well, it doesn't matter. You learn a lot already by putting effort.
To me, the most important thing is actually that people enjoy the process, because that will make them continue doing it. So if they start to have any kind of I should get this feeling and so on, then already they will have a bad emotional experience. But I wanted to just trying to be a little effective here. I want to say that of the advice about using a board and writing down the solutions, my opinion is I totally agree with you. Never put it on a computer screen. I think that is I think that's wrong. And if you put on engines and so on, you start to think the wrong way. This is not how you would think at the board, the way the engine does, because you cannot calculate millions of moves per second. But of the two advice, I really think writing down your solution is the more important advice. I find that when people try to solve exercises, then when they look at the solutions, there will be some kind of like, yeah, I think I saw that. Sort of like, I sort of had that idea. And they will allow some sloppiness to go. Looking at a board is very useful, but for some people it's not really practical. They might be reading the books on the way to work in a train. And for me, there's no big problem. A board is nice, and it gives you this three-dimensional thing, which you would have during a game, so it's good training. But you know as well, a lot of the old famous Soviet masters, they did a lot of solving without boards.
Yes, that is true, but I just know from my experience, if I take, let's say, some puzzle book, exactly what you said, if I don't write it, yeah,
Yeah.
of course I read it from book, but then you have a tendency, to be a little bit, and to go ahead and just to be a little bit sloppy, and as you described, absolutely, it goes. If I would take an effort to put it on a position on the board, I would be really on a different level of concentration, in my opinion. That's why it is advice, because it's already some effort. You take the whole process more seriously, yeah, and you concentrate now on this position. Yeah, you don't want to go ahead, yeah, to look at the solutions at the end of the book or whatever. Yeah, I know it myself. It is difficult, yeah, just to have a book, you have an idea, and then you say, oh, that's good, yeah, okay, looks good, and then you look at the solution, and you have, like, let's say, maybe 80% correct, and you think you solve it, but it's not exactly.
Yeah, it's
The details are matters. The details are matters. You probably did not calculate as much as you should do.
yeah. Well, should probably add that even though we're grandmasters, we're both lazy people still. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are not. I am not the most industrious person, but I need to force myself to do things. Yeah. So my normal behavior would be maybe like this. I don't know the English word. This foul tier. Yeah, which
Yeah.
yeah. No, not too much. Not too much. Just take it very quiet. Yeah. So that would be my ideal life.
Yes. So I have two final questions. Well, the first question is the 10th book, which we in English we called it revision and exam, which is the fourth book of the first series technically. But in the Yusupov challenge, I asked people to read it as the 10th book and not as a fourth book. I don't know if you have an opinion. Your opinion is probably that they should read it. It doesn't matter when. But if you had to choose between these two, what would you choose?
Well, I would prefer to see it as a fourth book, actually. Yeah. So this, but or you take it together with first three books. Yeah. That, like, you're reading the chapter, and then you have 6 additional exercises to this chapter. So that's also another way. But like the both uses are making sense to me. Yeah. Okay, that's my preference, but generally,
I asked of your opinion, so.
yes. But generally, you can really interpret it the way you like. Yes, because it covers all themes, yeah, which were in the first series. Yeah, that's why you can also take it as a big revival, as a matter of fact. So it's if you want to see if you still remember this material, you can do it later. Correct.
Yeah, that was my thinking. So yeah, the final question here is one we'll get on the blog a lot. Now, okay, I remember my point there, which was that the Yusupov challenge. So we say, I set it up like 24 books, 24 chapters, 25 chapters a month, 6 chapters a week, 1 book a month. I really encourage people to make their own challenge. If they feel that working slower with the books, 3 chapters a week is the right one, and then do 5 books in these 10 months, I think that's great. What I think really works is consistency. If people work on something consistently, they improve, and it's seen so many times.
Yes.
But the question I have, which we get on the blog all the time, is: will there be a revision exam 2 and 3?
This is possible, but this really, the whole project took so much time and energy that I have some material, yeah. But of course, it doesn't matter even if you have. Maybe I have 50% of material yet, and which needed to make these 2 other books, but. I need some enthusiasm to come back here, so this is a little bit. it takes time and it takes energy and you need motivation, but it is possible. I don't want, but it's probably not this year, or definitely not this year. So
Yeah, okay.
maybe I need some more time for some small break to be motivated.
And finally here, you're going to be happy when I tell you this. Okay, first of all, it's black to play in the position, and we're looking for the best move. What we'll do is we'll do a cut, so people will not know how long you actually spend thinking about the position. So anyway, I'm encouraging you to try to find the best move for black. It was a game between Potkin and Giard Welling. And recently one of my strong students failed to find the best move. So that's a bit of a challenge.
No, I know this solution already, but this is actually kind of exercises which I like, yeah,
Uh-huh.
because you need to find a series of forcing moves, yeah, and I have several positions of that type,
Yeah.
and this is very nice example. So I think you understood that what we're talking solution is. So there is several very similar position. I think you're also using one. I think I took maybe one from your book. Also Adam's game, if you remember this. Also the series of attacking moves, leading then to trapping the bishop on h4. Was it your book or maybe not?
Maybe there's so many Adams games. That
Yes,
are
he played
interesting.
with white, and then he played knight c6, and there is some series of concrete operation, and then bishop h4 was after series of the move bishop h4 was trapped. Yeah,
I
so
vaguely remember something, but I couldn't
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
find
yeah.
it easily.
So what is important for the readers, yeah, for the chess player generally, yeah, and that you can get, for example, if you solve a lot of studies. If you see the sequences of forcing moves, you watch very closely. Maybe you're on the right track. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that is actually very very important. We get it in the studies automatically because they are based on these forced lines. Yeah. And you see, the line goes like 3 moves. Forcing, maybe this is solution, and you look very closely to this continuation. It has very high priority. So, like in this position, also the move c4 has a priority because opponent has to take. Yeah, yeah. So this is yeah, and then the forcing line queen takes c4. Yeah, absolutely.
Which is probably the surprising move, actually.
Yes, but this is a kind of move which you like automatically you have to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what important to develop this quality, and of course the motive would be 2 bishops at the end handing, knight c5 and rook d4.
Yeah, here
So
bishop d3 is the only move, but
to not to lose too much material.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
white's worse, but can fight. Yeah, but this is
Yes, but that's of course already okay. You would check it, but like the whole all moves are very forcing, attacking. Okay? So that moves should be considered almost automatically. You should be aware. You look at position, you see the move c4. You don't know is it good or not, but you should see the move, yeah, because it attacks the bishop. So then you start think. Bishop takes c4, and again you should see this. Basically, in ideal case, you should see attacking move queen takes c4, even if it is ridiculous, but it makes sense. There is some other very very good examples on the same theme. One I saw recently in the game, in a new book of Mark Dvoretsky also. It is the game Steen Petersen. If you want to find it, it's actually very interesting complementation. White to play. White played knight h2, so coming back. So in this moment, white has absolutely ridiculous sequences of move, starting with the move e6.
yeah. So let me try to see if I can work it out here. This will be long and painful. So somehow there's something with e6 and bishop b5 and queen e3 or something coming up. Okay, let's try e6, you say.
Yes. No, but this positionally is absolutely ridiculous move. Yeah. It only makes sense because it opens the two bishops. Bishop g7 now comes to life and so on.
Yeah, yeah.
But the second move is even more ridiculous, where it takes one of the worst pieces, knight a6. Bishop takes a6. Okay, knight takes a6, but it only makes sense because of concrete queen e2. Black plays bishop c8, only move because otherwise he loses material. Yes, and now queen b5, the other concrete move. So this is sequences of concrete moves. Bishop b7, queen b6, kind of hopeless.
Okay, just put it in. Yeah.
That was easy to understand, and only move which we should see at the beginning also would be king f8.
Yeah.
To protect. And now it is important to see the move knight e5, opening the possibility rook e3. Very concrete operation. Black cannot hold this position. So, but this is a kind of even worse, than we said. C4, you said queen takes e4. That's what triggered this. Of course, positionally it doesn't make any sense. Queen takes e4 and changing good pieces, but concretely works in this because of tactics. So this is about the same example. Also, I think it's.
What I have continuously with my students is because I like to divide positions up to 4 different types of decisions, which is simple decisions, automatic decisions, where you have to work out, is it really the only move? Just make sure that you're not missing something. Simple decisions are positions where many moves are maybe good and you play by intuition and it just makes sure you don't blunder something, but generally you play by feeling. And then there is a critical moment and a strategic moment. Strategic moment is everything, you try to think really deeply. But the critical moments are positions where the difference between the best move and the second best move is very large. Let's say it's between winning and drawing or something like this. And in those positions, I say that it's like math. You cannot feel your way to the correct solution to a math problem. You have to work it out. And the same thing with here. This is like a critical line, yeah?
Yeah, this is like a critical line, and if it exactly, if you have this type of solution, you have to calculate it. I agree with you definitely, because it's positionally ridiculous. So it only works if it works on a concrete level. That requires important. This is important decision. Requires very precise calculations.
Even here, it's not automatically the end of the line. Let's say bishop e5.
Yes, but yes, I think we take with pawn.
And then knight c7 should be tried.
Knight c7, queen. I think queen c6 and
queen c6. And now it's very close to the end.
Yes, because rook is also hanging on e8.
Rook f3 check is the winning move.
Rook f3 check is actually after queen takes e5, for example. If you put it back, knight on e6, queen takes e5. Now rook f3 or even bishop h6 first.
Yes.
Also good. Bishop h6 first, and then rook f3. If bishop f5, we take this unfortunate knight on a6 and we win material. So that's very concrete operation. It works. So white is winning. Okay, good. But
Mark always used to say, if it's tactics, you cannot use positional ideas. This tactics is tactics.
Positional ideas are gone. Like exchange, like in your example, exchange queen takes e4 doesn't make any sense. Positionally.
But it works.
But it works. That's the point. It works and can. That's actually sometimes. Sometimes you have this brute force to finish, and you look at the concrete lines and you work it out, and it works, and you finish the game.
That's why when we lose to juniors, it's usually in such a brutal way, because they don't know all they have experience with all these positional ideas, so they have freed their mind to see these brute force things that just work.
Okay, this is an important element on the game, and of course, if we are not training ourselves hard, yeah, our ability to calculate the lines declines, and yeah, that makes it difficult to play the game. Yeah.
I think we have covered a lot here.
Okay, okay.
I hope it has inspired some people to pick up your wonderful books.
Thank you
And
very much.
well, we'll get you on again at a later time, and we'll talk about something else maybe.
Yes, yes. Maybe we would have some new questions, and people would like to know something. Would be pleased to answer them.
Good. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Bye bye.
Bye.